Okay, so are you ready to dive into some serious geopolitics? Because today we're talking about something that sounds like it's straight out of a political thriller movie, Donald Trump and Greenland again.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember back in 2019 when he first brought up buying Greenland? People were like, what? Yeah, it was a whole thing. And now he's back at it, just the other day saying on social media that the U.S. owning Greenland is quote, an absolute necessity, end quote. So what's the deal here? I mean, is he serious? Is this some kind of power move, or is there something else going on? Let's break it down. First off, Greenland's prime minister, Mute Gate, he didn't hold back at all. He basically said, Greenland is ours. We're not for sale, and we will never be for sale. Talk about making a statement, right? You can really tell that Greenland wants to be in control of its own future. And Denmark, who, they're the ones who technically have sovereignty over Greenland right now, they're not just talking, they're taking action. They've upped Greenland's defense spending big time. We're talking $1.5 billion
For new patrol boats, drones.
They're even getting elite sled dog teams. Seriously. I mean, it's pretty clear they see this as a real potential threat. And, this isn't the first time Trump has said he wants to acquire territory. He's also talked about annexing Canada, our whole neighbor to the north, and getting back to the Panama Canal. And all this has, it's made a lot of U.S. allies and foreign policy experts kind of nervous. They see it as a pattern of aggressive talk that could really mess things up on the world stage. But here's where it gets kind of interesting. Some people who support Trump, they say that these statements are actually just part of his strategy, how he negotiates. They point to how he dealt with NATO, where he kept saying he might pull the U.S. out. And you know what? It actually ended up pushing other NATO countries to spend more on defense. So is this all just a calculated move on his part? Is this how he always does things? It definitely makes you think about his methods and how well they really work. Now, the whole Greenland thing is still up in the air, right? We don't know what's going to happen or how it'll affect things between the U.S., Denmark, and Greenland. But it does bring up this really interesting hypothetical question. What if Greenland actually did become part of the U.S.? How would that change the whole power dynamic in the Arctic? I mean, it's a really complex situation with a lot of potential consequences, and it's definitely worth thinking about more, I mean, who knows what the future holds, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. So, yeah, that's our deep dive for today. Thanks for listening.